Welcome to episode 71 of Fate Awakens.
What's up?
Before we get started, we're going to throw it over to Joey for a little announcement.
I have an announcement.
What's that?
My announcement is...
What could it be? Tell me.
That there is this cool club called the Awoken Ones that you listeners can join for $2.99 a month.
Wow.
And for $2.99 a month, you can join our Awoken Ones special group. It's going to give you access to a special members-only chat, as well as give you a cool icon next to your name in YouTube. We will, of course, shout you out and make sure you are celebrated here at our game. And we would really appreciate it. If you are not able to join Awoken Ones, at least we would appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to our channel and tell all your friends about it.
Lit.
Back to you.
Lit. Passing it back to Justin for some shout-outs.
Passing it back for shout-out time. I'm shouting you guys out. And I don't see you as part of the Awoken Ones. You're basically part of the Awoken Ones, people. You know?
That's right.
Honorary.
Pay the $2.99. We upgrade our stuff. We get better.
True.
Griff Jawad, you're there. Darnell Harper, Kamal Uden, Shanto Hassan, Sheila Akhtar. That's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
James Bond. I've seen you once or twice before. Kamal Uden.
Actual factual.
Joy Ahmed. Joy Ahmed. You know we're there. Shanto Hassan again, I guess. Oh, Neuro Babu. I think I've seen you once before. Aaliyah Ahmed. We've definitely seen you. Kamal Uden. Priya Khan.
Yeah.
Priya Khan. That's a new one, right?
Maybe.
I can't remember.
Maybe.
Potentially.
Can be.
And if you're in the chat, live chat right now, and you want access to some really cool emojis of our characters that we're playing, join the Awoken Ones. $2.99 a month.
Also, shout out Guillermo Watson.
Yes.
You're the best, bro. All right, throw it back over to the DM.
All right, we'll be back after this.
Woo!
And welcome back. So, last time, you found Ruby.
Indeed.
And quickly made it so that she could not pretty much do anything to y'all.
Incapacitated.
Yep, that's accurate.
Y'all then decided to torture her, get some
Interrogate.
information, found out who Poison was,
Interrogate.
I got some weird new friends.
Interrogate.
then decided to execute her by 1,000 cuts, which you are in the process of doing right now.
Yeah.
So, Helena walking up to Edmund. Oh, yeah. Edmund? Is that you?
My dear, it's been so long. But
You look
Hot as hell.
half your age.
Yes, it's been quite long. Make sure they don't cut too deep. Yes, it has been quite a long time, and I'd be absolutely astounded to have dinner with you tonight. But
Looking at her face, you see it starting to redden up, and just tears starting to flow out as she's just staring at you.
there is much to explain, but the sentencing must be carried out. This is one of the people who is responsible for what happened to our town. It must be done. May you wait for me by the building over there?
I'll wait for you till the end of days.
I won't say anything, but I'll grab her face and I'll kiss her forehead and I'll look her in the eye and then like put my forehead up to hers and gesture over to the building where I want to go.
As she starts walking that way, you can hear her physically start to cry.
Oh, little baby can cry.
And then I'll walk back over and kind of wipe my eyes as well, and start taking notes again on each person who comes up.
Okay. As you're getting to the final few, it seems Jethro steps forward and says, I pray for your sake that your daughter is nothing like you, else we know what her fate will be. And you see the blade shimmer in a purple light as he slashes across her, and you see her like go white for a second and still barely stay alive. Okay.
So edgy.
Did you do yours last time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You did.
So Jethro walks over. Who's next?
And it's just us left.
Yep.
I'm just.
I would like to go last, if that's okay.
I'll go up and
Handing you the knife.
take the knife. And I'll just kind of look at her. And I'll say, I don't care about you or your life enough for any final words. But you shouldn't die looking this pretty. And I'm going to cut off all of her hair.
Man.
Don't cut her. Just cut her hair off.
I'm just.
Oh,
Yikes.
Ooh, that's
dude, just not a scalp, but like
Nope.
just.
You cut her in the pride.
So now
trying
she's
to
got
keep-
this weird, like shaggy, bloody look.
Yep.
Okay.
that's rough.
That's worse than everyone's.
I don't even know about that. Like,
That hurts.
I should have gestured to Leda and she was like, take me with you.
Nice. Big farms. Fair.
She's not even looking up anymore. She's just looking down, just blood dripping down her face.
Kind of just had this staring match with Ballroom about who's going next.
Who wants to follow that?
I'll take the knife and I'll walk up to her
Top that.
and I'll go, Ruby, look at me. I'm going to try to pull her chin up to make eyes with me. And I'm going to say,
As she looks up, her eyes are kind of rolling back and forth, not even really staring at you.
Ruby,
Focus up.
there is a place where great warriors go when they die. There's a place free of pain, of torment. It's a place where you can bask in your glory from all of the battles that you have honorably won. This is not a place you will go, Ruby. You will not be going there. You will be lucky to spend your days in hell, suffering for all that you have caused and all of the deceit that you have wrought on this town. Then I'm going to take the knife and just cut her across the throat, but not like deep, just
Just like a
yeah,
deep
just a.
kind of nick.
For attention.
Okay.
Results.
And I'll flip the knife around, and look over at Remdil.
Well, Ruby, it's been kind of awkward ever since we met. The dinner, I was really uncomfortable, but I think without you, this group wouldn't have been able to stay together as much as we have. So actually, my parting words are thank you. And I'll cut, like, just diagonal across the chest.
That's fair.
Okay. At this point, she's not even like
Remind me never to do anything.
giving any action for pain. It's just happening at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna, before Rimdale hands me the knife, I'm gonna walk up to you and I say, I know I'm asking a lot, but would you heal her till she can really hear me?
How will I know that she can? When it will be time? Will you tell me?
Yes, just to the best of your ability, bring her back.
Okay. I'll try my.
Just roll 2d4. D4. Triangles.
Oh my god.
Conscious at like 3.
3.
Plus your wisdom.
What's my wisdom modifier?
Mhm.
6.
Oh, shit.
She like starts coughing, and you just see blood just spraying out her mouth. She just rolls her eyes at you and spits in your face.
I'll do a quick little spark and I'll open up my spell book, and using my Awakened spell book or my Manifest Mind, I'll conjure up a spiritual arena next to me. Spicy. And everybody can see it. It's not just her. And I'll say, I'll take the knife from you. And I'll say, you've looked into the eyes of the many that have done you wrong, or that have you done wrong. But rest assured, the deaths will not be in vain. Then I'm going to cast Sending.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it out loud, but you guys don't hear this. But I want the audience to hear it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d100.
She's on the same plane, though, right?
I don't know who you're sending me to.
To the person right in front of me, Ruby.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying this into her.
Gotcha.
Just so you guys can't hear me.
Fine.
Gotcha.
You don't have to.
I don't want to say it out loud in front of them.
Okay.
I'm going to say, your last moments will be in fear, like those you've punished. You threaten my children. Yours are not safe from my hand. Die in fear. So I'll send that to her, and I will wait for her reaction from the sending.
Her response.
As soon as she opens her mouth, I'll yank back her short hair now
Okay.
and stick it right through her throat, through her tongue, into her brain. Like with Arena's spectral arm kind of like wrapped around
Almost merged in yours?
like wrapped around mine. Like
Okay.
as soon I want her to hear it,
Yeah.
notice it, and then not be able to respond.
Okay. So she rolled a 20, so you're going to hear 2 words.
Okay.
Before you get it through her. She's not, is what you hear.
Okay.
Some Game of
She's
Thrones
not.
shit right
What?
And you just see this blade. You can actually see the blade go through her jaw. And as her word opens for that third word, you can see the blade in her mouth as it goes through the top of her mouth.
And into the head.
And you just see her eyes roll for a second, like she's still conscious. And she's still alive for that split second. And then you see her eyes roll back as you're holding a lot of her weight now on your arm.
Mm-hmm. And I'll have my spectral kind of spirit. I know it's flavor. It can't really do this, or I can move it actually. So I'll have it look to Rimdale, Bulgrim, and Dominic, I'll have it look to the three of them and kind of bow before it dissipates.
I'll bow back to
And
it.
then I'll take out the knife and kind of grab her body as it falls and lay it down.
So
And then
I'm gonna say, can I?
I'll offer the knife. Sorry. I'll offer the knife to Remdale and say, I believe this is for you to decide what to do with, as you were closest to her. And I'll hand you.
So
I'll hand you the
Jethro speaks up. Actually,
I mean, but
Yeah, I know.
Jethro speaks up. Actually, may I? It's kind of sentimental. I mean, me and Irene were kind of buddies at the end, you know?
Yeah, good friends. Good friends.
That's true.
Punch. Thank you. You just pockets it.
Over.
Yeah, that checks.
Do I need to continue? Because I have a. My stomach's getting pretty weak.
I'm sorry, your healing services are no longer needed, but you're welcome to join us for dinner at my wife's house, as you've, I'm sure, been before.
I just might need a moment before we eat.
Yes. Some rest would be good for everyone here after a long day.
Let's go eat.
As we're walking over to go eat, I'm just going to go put my hand on the back of Edmund and just say, it was a fine gesture and a good way to end her life.
She deserved every moment, but there's still much to mourn. Her damage can never be undone, despite our mortal perseverance to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Very true. Now, let us meet this family that you've been hiding from us, Edmund.
Yes,
All this time.
you will have some of the greatest cooking, you all, that you've ever had in your lives.
We can vouch for it. It's pretty darn good.
It's not bad.
It's
From what I remember.
It's a celebration to be had, as well as a celebration of life for the ones we've lost, of course. Yes, let me have a moment alone with Helena, and then we'll get something together, right? I like gesture her to her waiting by the building. Like, we're not gonna go fuck like everybody's saying.
Right against the door.
Like, I'm going to talk to her about, like, hey, can I
he's gonna
come
do
over
it
for
for
dinner?
dinner.
What? You know, my friends are
So
here.
once you gesture, she starts walking towards you.
Okay, so I'll walk over to her and I'll say, oh, my dear, how I've missed you. And I'll give her a big old hug.
She doesn't even say anything. She just starts bawling and puts her head in your chest.
Yeah, I'll rub the back of her hair and I'll say, it's okay, my dear, it's okay, it's me.
How's Racine? Have you seen him?
Yes, he's doing quite well. He's being well taken care of. Have you... Where's Tybalt? I have not seen him since I've arrived.
He's somewhere in town. I haven't seen him since the attack.
Well, what about Edmund?
Edmund was protecting the children.
Oh,
He's
very-
back in the house we're staying in.
very well.
This nice family took us in.
I see. I'm sure you will find it very strange for him and I to be around the same age at this point. As I'm sure you find it strange as well.
Yes, you're almost a spitting image each other. It's confusing.
Yes.
But not exactly. Figure of speech.
You've seen me like this before. It's been many years, but it's still me.
Yes.
Well,
Let me cook something up for y'all. You have been on the road way too long.
oh yes, I've been telling them about your cooking since we met, and a few of them you fed before. They've not shut up about it. I haven't shut up about it.
Yep.
It's been quite a long time since I've had a meal from my lovely wife. Would you please, my dear, lead us to where?
Yes,
Where you're
yes.
staying?
Definitely. Just this way.
Right, and I'll motion over to you guys that you can follow us now. We
I
kind of
know.
had our moment.
You know
I'd
exactly
already
where
headed
it
back. I went back as
Well,
Can I get away from this place?
together we walk
hang out with M17.
All right, so y'all follow her as she leads you 15 minutes into town.
Right.
And you go into this almost 2-bedroom house, not very big, but it seems to be a tight, cozy home at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You see when you open the door, 2 elderly, it's an elderly couple, probably about as old as Edmund was. Very nice. You see, is everything all right out there?
Yes, everything's taken care of now, and I believe we may be able to make some more room as we're intruding upon your home. Jethro, would you mind expanding an additional room for us, please? Because he's got, if I'm not wrong, he has that extra dimensional space.
That's right. He can make a mansion, right?
I'm sorry that went away when
Isa.
Yeah, Isa screwed me over. I mean, do you remember this? As he points to his chest.
Yeah. He does
Nice
like
little
pointing
away.
out his scars.
Oh.
I mean, I think Rebdo has that 6-person tent. He's complaining that he bought for no reason before.
Well, I mean, if we set it up inside
bring
the
that
house,
up all
that's
the time.
not really. Do we not have an extra dimensional space between all of us?
He did.
We did. It got ripped out by Isa.
Literally ripped out.
I'm okay to sleep in the tent outside if we can just come in for a meal.
We also have a basement. That's where the kids are right now. As the older gentleman comes over and kind of stomps on the door and then lifts it. It's like, it's okay. Come on up, kids.
We'll be able to sleep outside, surely, but dinner together would be something quite familiar to me. I've obviously raised 16 or more orphans at a time in a home before, so being crowded around by those who are wishing to love me as opposed to hurt me would be good for my soul. I'm not sure about the rest of you.
Some have missed you quite greatly.
Yes. Is Celeste here?
As you say that, you get Celeste at the very top of the stairs, just crossing her arms and just staring at you.
Oh, little baby.
My dear, I've upset you, haven't I?
Been gone way too long.
I know. But you were always the best at listening to my stories. Have you kept them going for the younger ones?
Yes.
Have you remembered what Daewin says at the beginning and end of every story?
Stars blessings.
Yes, that is important.
I got other things I can do now. I can make stars.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
watch this. And she just blows out like orbs of light that float around.
Yes, you've learned quite a bit, and you remember Razine. He was a bit more rambunctious than you.
Yes,
two
we
were-
speak at night every night.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps we could learn a little bit from each other.
Yes. Oh, by the way, they have to get rid of the orbs before they catch everything on fire.
Oh yes, I will teach you how to make ones that don't catch things on fire.
I can do that too, but I just decided that I wanted to be a little warmer.
Well, I'm glad you've been able to help Helena with keeping all the younger ones in order. There is some things we need to talk about, but first, how about just a little frivolity between all of us? Does that sound good for you, Celeste?
Whatever you say.
All right.
Some well-mannered frivolity.
Well,
She's probably going to Google it.
I'm gonna walk into the house and like, is there like a coat rack or anything like on the wall or anything? Okay.
Nope. You're walking into the like living room, and then you see a kitchen on the side,
Okay.
and 2 doors for you would assume bedrooms.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna then.
Bigger hand gestures.
I'm going to just take the helm off and take the sword out and like just stab the sword into the ground and put the helm on top of it off in the corner somewhere and come in and say, well, it was very, very nice of you to let us have your home, even for a meal tonight. I'm excited to have a good night's sleep and to meet everyone. Do not be afraid if you've not seen an orc before. I promise you I mean no harm.
Oh, I'm sure my orphans, my children will have quite a good story to tell, especially if you tell it to them. They've heard very little about your people. I've known some, but never a first-hand account. Perhaps you may be in charge of the bedtime tales tonight.
I would be.
Oh my god, incredible.
I would greatly appreciate the honor of telling the bedtime story tonight.
Yes. Well, make sure you all behave yourselves. These are our guests, and you've all seen guests from many faraway places, but we have some very special ones tonight. So any questions you have, make sure they're polite. Make sure we do them after dinner. Is that understood, children?
A lot of them say yes, and one of them just kind of shuffles their feet and just looks at you.
And I look at her and I go, is that understood?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And then would you like some help in the kitchen?
Oh, please, if you would not mind.
All right. I'm going to go spend some time cooking with Helen in the kitchen if you guys want to.
Oh, we understand what you mean.
Cooking in
they
the
call it.
kitchen.
Cooking in the kitchen. Sorry it took a little long. Boiling water takes a lot longer.
I was already in the kitchen. I just kind of came out.
Back off.
Snuck
You need
out.
help in the kitchen.
I guess while we're waiting for dinner, only other thing my character would want to do would just be to reintroduce myself to Andy and say, "Well, Andy, it was fortuitous you were here to help us, and I know it was a little bit gruesome the ending there. When we had to take care of business, you understand. So,
I might need to hear some stories about this.
of course, yes, it is rare to find a tiefling and one that has magical powers. Although I'm starting to notice more and more people are able to conjure magic. Am I crazy?
It's definitely growing.
Still not one of them.
You feel very strong.
You have a magic sword.
You can do things.
You got magic muscles.
Yeah.
You also get a shield.
I just have a regular shield.
You also get a magical shield.
I don't have one right now.
No.
Yeah, but you could get magic. I got the helmet and I got the boots.
My magic was
Yeah, but you
given to
do
me.
cool things when you do your mad thing. You get real angry.
It's true. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
All right.
Alright.
Trademark. Come to it.
TM. Video gets banned immediately.
Maybe our little pyrotechnics, Celeste, can teach you some things.
Jesus.
I'm a little upset that the kid has me.
It's like I'm not mad. I'm not jealous. It's just really interesting.
How long have you been helping to take care of the children?
Oh, it seems a few weeks.
Just a few weeks.
That was the 18th is coming.
Hold up.
What are they cooking in the kitchen over there? Are they kneading dough or?
I think they're trying to do something. I think they're trying to, when they have the animal in the pot and they go,
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the mortar and pestle.
lots of motions.
To grind up herbs and spices.
Yes,
Tough venison. You have to just.
Yes, tenderize the meat for sure.
Oh,
We have a murder. We have
Boy, this got weird.
I mean, it's been practicing.
Sorry.
That was super unnecessary. I just thought it would be funny.
Well, we are happy to have met you.
It's been a pleasure, although quite confusing, but still a pleasure.
It's a long story, but I'm sure we'll get around to telling it.
So,
Farah is silent and wants the story to continue.
So, I'm Frank. This is Joanna. This is our house.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but can I get names at least? You're welcome to stay here if you're friends with Elena.
my name's Farah.
I'm Bulgrim.
Nice to meet y'all.
Dominic's in it.
Brimdale.
Grimdale.
They already know.
No, you see Andy.
And this one is Jethro.
And Jethro. Nice to meet you as well.
Jethro Hagen.
Yeah.
He's the one on the ethereal horse.
Just pops in and out real quick.
I think it's HIGGINS.
That's right.
VIE, something like that.
Think it was big? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yup. Yarp.
Well, we don't have much room, but you're welcome to stay.
Good.
We are excited for dinner.
Yes, usually takes not too long, but there's a lot of us here, so maybe an hour or two.
I'm gonna use my magic to help Helena cook, like just
Domestic magic.
any cantrip.
She kind of shuns you off, just like I got this. You don't have to.
I probably will mess it up anyway. You're right. I always do, but I just wanted to be in the same room as you, my dear.
That's okay. Just sit there and quit staring.
You just had to stir occasionally. If it's really going to be like an hour or so, I'm probably going to... I'll take a lap and see where the troops started breaking in and just help out where I can and then be back for dinner. Just like real quick.
Yeah, if it's an hour thing, you guys should probably do
I'm going to ask Dominic if he can try to message Borum again. Or
Yeah, I can try that for sure. I was also, when he stepped out, I'll probably leave with him. I just real quick just wanted to see where the actual body was being taken and like how they're actually dealing with the Ruby's body
thing. Yeah, it was probably the governor.
I assume so. I just wanted to make sure there was no sketchy stuff. And it's
You go out. There's a pile of blood where the body was.
naturally.
It looks like there's two people starting to clean up the area.
I follow you because I just want to see if you need any help or if there's something I can do.
I think the three of us then, because I was also kind of thinking what you were doing, just is there anything else to be done here with the cleanup? Because I don't know if there's anything to do, but I will just send the same message I sent last time on Farah's recommendation and see if Rom responds to me before I...
Roll a D100.
This one...
Wrong. Copy.
Breaker.
Where you at, fam? V6.
Okay. You hear your words echo right back.
Yeah, he's not responding. It sounds like exactly the description Edmund gave when what's-her-face, Desiree, was captured.
Mm.
That's concerning. Which means we're going to need to deal with that at some point. But
Yep.
we can't deal with that tonight, so I guess we'll see if there's any cleanup needs to be done. So we'll just go out and kind of...
Oh, while we're out, probably take a look at how the dragons are doing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, maintenance the dragons.
They're literally just flying up in the air right now.
Yeah.
Okay, they're good.
It looks like one of them is missing, but if you search around, it's eating a fish somewhere on the side of town.
Now that there's no immediate threats, I'll just kind of walk around, see if there's any like medical tents, because I didn't use all my spells and it's towards the end of the day.
You don't see any tents, but you do see piles of bodies, and there are a few injured that are being taken care of by guards and random people that seem to be just bandaging them up, doing
Why
what they
would
can
you
to help.
mention to me piles of bodies when I have a third level spell left? Now I'm getting... that's probably distasteful.
There's both... They're separated to guards and civilians versus the assassins that came in.
I will resist the temptation to animate.
What?
any of this
No!
text.
Boo!
Probably a bad move.
Yeah, well,
that's right.
tensions are high right now. You know, I'm not the most insightful person, but I can read the room. So
Yeah.
we'll just go around and
You're not
Guard
in a
see that
room.
zombie like, kill it.
After looking around, though, you do see they're doing some makeshift stretchers and taking dead bodies off.
All right. Well, I can do something about the dead, but I won't. But if there's anyone injured, I'll give them some cure wounds. If there's not, I'll just kind of blow an hour with the boys.
There's definitely injured.
So just
and
dozens.
now as well.
use your
I'll
use your
heal
left
some.
use your
Maybe
leftover
in-
heals.
I'll use all my leftover heals on
Okay.
the
Is it
injured.
the
Let's
That
see how
girl,
many
too.
more it is.
How many heals do you have left?
Like all of it.
I only have one heal left, right? Or one.
That's right.
Because if-
Yeah, now you do.
Let's see.
I could.
Yeah,
I
I
could
don't-
use. Yeah, I could use healing word.
How many total do you have between the three of you? Because if there's dozens,
9.
injured,
I have 9.
9,
9
10.
heals.
I have 1, 2, 3,
Window.
4, 5. I have 5. A mass cure wounds which can hit 6 targets, and then 9 more off of my staff.
So that'd be another 15 pretty much,
Yeah.
plus the other 5, so 20.
Don't have cure, I have inflict.
And then
do
plus
on my sword.
10, so 30.
No, that's 20 between all of them
help somebody. You're like,
with his master wounds.
9, 10, plus 6 is 16,
Put them out of misery. It's
plus
His 4
5
slots.
is 21.
So 21-ish.
21 heals. I mean, that'll help out the town a shit ton.
That helps out a lot of people, not everyone, but
I mean,
they're definitely appreciative.
I mean, I imagine if 21 people were like, "Oh, I feel a lot better," like that's probably a pretty good move.
I mean, it's like if anyone's like literally dying, they like spare the dying, so like
Yep.
get to them tomorrow.
Y'all save 90% of the dying too,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
between the 3 of y'all.
Hey,
pretty much.
stop
not
dying.
even to roll.
Hey,
Stop dying.
Stop dying.
Hey, chill. Is that one of the diseases?
Calm down.
Stop being dramatic. We've all had a bad day.
No.
Like, don't go sleep.
Bad.
It's like
Hey,
missing,
wake up!
it's like missing an arm. It's like, no, stop.
Spare the dying, just slapping the shit out of someone and intimidating them to life.
So that's how you heal people? I can do that.
You have magic.
Would any of them notice if those were Tybalt or Edmund? Do you like? Are they?
Roll. You roll, and you roll perception.
That's
I was about to say
good.
only,
You're not walking around
only,
with them.
only
Roll
those
perception.
two would
We're near
know.
him.
Oh, but
All
you're
three.
able to know too. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Good job. And the spot's
6.
a mile.
You should have more than 6. You're adding your wisdom to that as well?
No, I did not.
Add your wisdom plus your
9.
proficiency.
9 plus 12.
12, okay.
23.
18.
You do not see any one of the Gaunts or their orphans.
Pretty confident didn't see anyone.
Got it. You're like, I looked at everyone.
Into their eyes. You? Nope, not you.
Mulgrim, what are you doing? With the-
I'm hanging out in the
kids?
basement with the kids,
Okay.
just telling stories, entertaining them, letting them play with my knife. That kind
Oh.
of stuff.
One of those things.
Wow.
It's much different.
You don't know. Remember what
One of
happened
these
in
Edmund, you
things
hear a
is not
scream
like
from the
the other.
basement.
I used all my
It's okay.
heals.
It's okay. No,
It's okay, don't scream.
Just
Don't
some
let me
mother
show
in this
Don't
I'll
let me
say,
show it,
I'll say, like I have 1,000 times. Behave down there.
Yeah,
one of the orphans has a bloody hand now.
Well, maybe I won't play with the knife. It's a good. You should learn more how to. Someone should teach you how to use the knife. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, that time that me and my friends slaughtered an entire goblin tribe. It was gruesome. There was blood everywhere. It was
Babysitter
glorious.
Mulgrim.
What is
This is what you get.
happening?
I did that on purpose, for sure.
Who made this choice?
Okay.
This was a choice.
So after y'all look around, do your healing,
Yep.
y'all eventually get back.
Come back. For Din Din.
Yep.
Dinner is pretty much served at this point.
I'm gonna.
What'd you guys make
I
for dinner?
say, I know I couldn't help you cook, but perhaps I can help you carry everything.
Edmund the 18.
And I'm gonna Tensor's floating disc.
And she just puts every plate on top of the disc.
Yeah, and then
Damn, this-
I'll bring the Tensor's floating disc out into like the middle of the
Tensor's lazy Susan.
I just want to know, like, how short are you in comparison to her now?
How short?
Oh, he didn't. He got an inch taller.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm not like 15. I'm like 45. You know.
Yeah, he was in the 70s before.
Yeah. So I'll let it kind of float as a dinner table. That way we can bring chairs from all around the house.
Put the disc on an actual table. It's
No,
like a serving.
not even on an actual table. Like it is the table.
Yeah.
Like, and then we'll bring chairs all around it.
So they made a honey baked ham
Mm.
with lots of fish dishes, stews. It's
Sorry.
common around here.
Kind of fish out.
There's also some what would be considered now pulled pork, kind of pulled pork-esque.
Her famous key lime pie, of course.
Yep. Key lime pies. There's also some cherry pie, along with some homemade wine and various vegetables.
I was say these kids don't
Fruit.
eat vegetables. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Bunch don't eat all vegetables?
bunch of fruit and vegetables.
Okay. I was like, shoot, giving these kids wine and ham.
It sounds pretty good, actually.
Okay, sure.
I'll say before we start the meal, I'll say we've bested a very formidable enemy today, but there are many more to come. It's imperative for the safety of our children, our new friends, our old friends, and our family, as I gesture to Helena, that we try to make this world a better place. And all the worlds, as we've learned. There's much to do, but tonight we celebrate.
Here, here.
Here.
Stars blessings.
Yo.
Mars blessings.
And then we'll start just scrubbing down.
Okay. All right, so y'all eat, enjoy.
During the meal, at some point, I'll look over at Edmund and say, "So, Edmund, which one is your son? Which one are your sons?"
Oh, well, are Edmund or Tibble there?
Edmund is there,
Well, this is my son Edmund.
who looks almost identical.
Yes, I can see the resemblance.
Edmund
Almost like twins now, 'cause they're about the same age.
Edmund the 17th will retroactively say we talked at some point and explain everything. I'm sure he's a bit surprised to know that I was this good looking at his age. But, this is my son here. Tybalt was always the adventurer. I know you weren't here.
Tybalt is not here, by the way.
We initially...
Tybalt's not there.
Right. Tybalt was always the adventurer, so I'm sure he's out there collecting or finding or helping. Helena has not heard from him, but this was a big day for the city and for the world. He may be out doing some things. We're going to work on that soon, but Edmund, why don't you tell them a little bit what you've done to keep the knowledge alive while I've been gone?
Well, you're going to be proud of this. As he leaves for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Comes back,
Crickets. They're just like, all right, well, that was cool.
and you just see a big book.
5 minutes.
I have been keeping track of every detail that has happened in the sky with all these rifts. I have kept track of the dimensions of each one per day. I've also figured out that there are multiple measurements in different dimensions of time and space. Now, you take the one above us here. That one goes to this plane that goes to a mountainous area, and you can see it. We have a telescopic lens inside of Frankfurt's basement. We pulled it up, and you can see into each one to a certain degree. So if you look, you can see the difference between each rift if you have a close enough view. We've also figured out that if you get too close, you will be zipped right in. And
Yup, we figured that out.
We figured that out
Well
too.
aware.
You've experienced that first. Have you experienced, even through viewing, any sort of time dilation?
yes, so when I saw the bird go close to one of these, I saw it age in the next 5 minutes, come out, and it was kind of like a skeletal bird of some sort. I don't know if it had some kind of process happen inside there, but that realm, if I'm not mistaken, was very dark, but similar to this. Like whenever you look through it, you could see another town, but it kind of looked like a graveyard.
Was it similar to the sort of shadowy place over Aussie Ruin?
In a manner of speaking. So, I've not looked at the one above Aussie Ruin. I have not traveled there. But anything close to here, you can kind of see.
Edmund, this is boring. It's okay. It's okay, Celeste. It's not that big of a deal. Perhaps we speak about this after dinner. Is that okay?
Very well. I've got plenty of notes here and calculations. I've also...
You were always the smartest out of all of us. As I always say, the Edmonds get smarter every generation. And you're better than me, as I was better than my father, and it will continue to be so. But
Very humble family.
let
Yes,
us
right.
let us enjoy ourselves. I will want to speak with you and learn from you, my son.
Your son is very impressive. Over only the past few weeks, I mean, so many notes, so many things that he's shown me.
Oh yes, that is why he's my namesake. The firstborn is.
Things he's shown you, eh?
Every time.
That's quite enough.
Listen, we need some wins.
Let's move the wine over.
And I grab it, I just go.
Hey.
Well, I'm
Is
not sure.
Edmund the 18th coming along?
Hey-o. Half sheep.
Oh god, that'd be a weird
That
one.
would be quite nice.
Half team.
Now it's like this awkward like expectation now.
That
Like,
Thanksgiving
that
dinner
would
where you're
be
like, so you're gonna have
great.
kids anytime soon?
It's
Or
okay.
what do you think?
I'm completely
This is
Just
literally the awkward
Just
Thanksgiving.
I've completely missed all of this, by the way, because I'm on my third glass of wine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
What is
forget what
context?
happened earlier.
Oh.
Just kind of hanging out here, like,
I mean,
everything's fine.
honestly, without one of Edmund's son, we would have never met. This would have never happened.
That's true.
This was before Jethro could be away from his book, and I kind of look over at him.
Who's
But yeah,
probably at least as deep as she is.
Yes, and all things considered, Tybalt is the one who brought us together.
yeah, it's crazy to think about how far in such a short amount of time we've gone.
Yes, and
Okay.
just what are we, like 6 months in?
I don't even think it's that far. I think it's like about 4-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been feels like much longer because it's been so crazy. But now that we have a moment to kind of relax, it's weird to think about.
Yes, it's not been long since you've seen everyone. I've watched. I've regrettably not watched some of these children grow, but what we're doing is important, and it's good to have moments like these to remind us what we are fighting for. Jethro, you're awfully quiet. I'm just funny.
Oh, so
You don't have to bring it back.
all of a sudden he just lowers a bottle of wine.
He's been
Sorry, enjoying the wine. It's something fresh has been hard to get to lately.
Yes. I was just joking. You're doing great, actually.
It's like the quietest you've been in years.
The piece is fantastic.
What do you think of the latest election going on in the town?
Tell us about it.
What do you think of the...
Do you have any allergies that you'd like to canonically establish, Joshua?
Yes, I'm actually allergic to Rendell's voice.
Oh,
Can we take away the wine before he takes off his shirt again?
oh man. You guys check out these scars.
Because everyone I got stabbed right here. It sucked.
Twice.
So the night goes on.
I have to see one more thing.
we definitely got to fast forward this dinner.
We'll just keep going.
We can do this all night.
All
This all
right.
night.
So y'all go through it. Half y'all get half shit faced.
Right.
Jethro's completely shit faced and passes it on the table
I drink
or on the disc.
2 glasses.
That's a first.
Noise.
Living on the edge.
I'll probably sleep in Helena's room. You know.
You mean with all the kids too?
I thought
It's 2 bedrooms.
I thought the
Wait,
kids.
that the
I
kids
thought,
were in the
everyone.
basement?
I thought the kids were in the basement.
Some of them are in the basement.
Actually,
Yes.
use the tent outside.
It's like a Charlie and the Chocolate
I-
Factory
I'm
situation.
seconding the tent.
I will
I
tell-
sleep in the basement.
I will tell all the kids to sleep in the basement,
Sounds terrible.
and I will sleep with Helena.
Why'd they make
in
the tieflings sleep in the basement?
Because that's where they put me.
So you-
You're like the babysitter.
Everything is now moved around, so all the kids are now crammed in the basement.
I'm gonna go just pass out on the floor in Fred's room or Frank's room. That's where I'm sleeping at night.
Frank and
Tent.
I'm putting
Yeah.
a tent up outside.
Tent.
Okay.
It's a
Tent.
6% tent.
silent spell. Oh, that's person just a...
Okay.
No, I don't know.
And we're going to bed. Getting the
So there's
the
like
full rest.
15 kids and a tiefling downstairs,
Yeah, things-
and all y'all are under 6 person.
No, it's 13 kids.
My snoring just
13,
lulls them to sleep.
Or
Really.
plus
It's really cute.
14.
Edmund.
Tiefling snore.
Edmund sleeping downstairs too. 15. Okay, yeah.
Alright. Last thing before I go to sleep, can I just say I saved 1 3rd level spell? And,
4.
Sending just one last thing. I'm pretty sure I know this is going to go. I'm going to send just the same thing we sent twice to Desiree, just to see if it sounds exactly the way that the Borum thing sounds.
Roll a 100.
Let's see if we can make this work. 35.
You hear words come right back.
Does it feel like the same effect? So as the spell resonated, but like found the target?
Almost exactly.
Okay. That's what I thought was going to happen. All right. Go to sleep. We'll talk about it in the morning.
All right.
Can't do anything at night.
Pretty long rest on here.
So
A little camp.
everyone goes to sleep in their respective areas.
Hey, Fate Awakens! Don't forget Charleston Con, November 20th. We're gonna have Magic. We're gonna have D&D. We're gonna have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, merchandise, everything. November 20th. Come check us out. So when I wake up, I'm going to, even before I get out of bed, I'm going to kind of concentrate and try to message Baram one more time.
Through sending?
Through sending.
Roll a D100.
11.
Okay.
Or
As you start to talk, it's almost like a reverb coming back at you.
Okay.
We hate
I
that.
had my hopes up for a second.
And then I'll look to my right, notice Selena's not there, and I go, she must be cooking breakfast. And I'll go down and help her with breakfast as the rest of people.
As you go down,
'Cause
breakfast is ready for you on the counter.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Like 9, 10 o'clock.
I'll give her a kiss on the cheek. I'll walk up to Edmund if he's there, give him a kiss on the cheek, and start having some breakfast. And
Okay.
wait for everybody else to come down.
You all come down minutes later.
I'm in. That's 6%.
Up, down, in.
Sorry.
So upstairs.
Yeah, just pitch a tent on the roof.
Yeah.
You're pitching.
I crawl out of
When
the
you wake up.
basement.
Oh yeah, out of the basement. It's like candy stuck to
I
your
have,
hair.
I have like kids crawling on top of me to get up.
Like
What?
dodging Legos and
Once everybody's at the breakfast table, I'll say, I haven't woken up to such a happy sight in quite a while, but for some of my party members here, I've tried to contact Ram, as I know Dominic has as well. I believe it's best to, as we take care of our children, we take care of his children, and we should probably bring his back to him. As you children know, it is very important to have some quality time, and I believe we should get his children back to their father. Does that sound good to all of you?
I shake one of the children off my tail.
that's a cute image.
Yep. Some of the younger ones just shake their head and just eat one of the muffins that are there.
But
It's blueberry.
and I'll kind of say to you with the children at the table, I think that may be safest for us to do next. As I kind of glance to you in a more adult way that the children might not notice.
You all hear a knock on the door.
I'll open it.
Okay. You open it.
Good morrow.
Morning.
Morning. Who are you?
I'm Tybalt. Is Helena and the kids and Frank here?
Oh, yeah.
Who?
yeah.
You're blue.
Do I hear that?
Yeah.
I'll turn around and I'll say, oh, fuck.
Oh, Tybalt.
Perhaps you explain? I'll stand up and I'll
I
say,
know nothing.
May I come in?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'll turn
Helena?
Oh, you mean
You call your
that?
mom Helena?
Yeah.
This is very formal.
Yeah.
Do you want me to hide in front of you first? It'd be a surprise.
No. Sorry.
Hey. So he walks in.
I imagine Celeste being like,
It's like,
that's Edmund! That's Edmund!
Hey, bro. Wait.
bro.
Not Edmund the 17th.
I'll grab his face.
He just kind of pushes you off.
They say bro in this world.
Edmund,
It's a circle.
brother.
Do you remember the story of your great aunt and how she fell.
Nope, you just stop right there. He takes out the short sword. What the fuck happened to you?
Hey.
No, this is between me and Dad.
Yeah, come on.
Nope,
You just call him Dad.
Son?
Yep.
Son?
Back off.
He's been
What is going on?
blessed by the almighty Zeus.
I'm asking you to put the sword down.
I want some answers because this makes no sense.
I step in front.
You can
I
do
step
this
in,
with you?
and I'm just kind of
I'll let her step. I'll let her step between us.
look, and I kind of look at you because we've met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, 3 days ago, you can back off. This
Can we
is
just
between me and him.
TLDR? He's younger now.
Helena, our son is having some issues.
I would,
Your son's upset now, Lena.
Oh, issues.
I said ours.
Some issues.
Helena comes over and it's like she like puts her arms around Tybalt. It's like, what the fuck happened to Dad?
Tybalt, you've seen strange things. Strange things have happened.
Yeah, but Dad has never de-aged.
At that point, an orc comes out of Frank's room with like sleep cap on. Just comes out.
And you see a sword pointed at me.
Yeah, like
With Helena hugging him.
and I'm just gonna run up and try to take the sword out of Tybalt's hand.
As you run up,
We can take it.
does a 13 hit you?
No.
So he slashes at you.
Just gonna dodge out of the way and try to grab the sword.
Roll.
I've
a
already
athletics check.
stepped away.
Yeah.
I opened the door. This is why I slept outside and shut it.
I go to see. I go see if
That
there's
is
any
a,
wine left over.
that's a 20. That's a
There's
22.
stuff happening.
22. Okay. You grab his arm.
Yeah,
that
there
the
was
sword is
one.
in.
Edmund, who is this man?
It's fine. Tybalt, this is Bolgrim. He just doesn't want you to head me. You don't want to head me. I'm your father. I've gotten a blessing from this young woman over here, Farah. Is it Farah or Farah? I've always been so
Pretty sure. It goes both ways. I think you can say
It's
it.
nope. It's just Farah.
in my tongue. Yes.
Yes.
Farah, we've had some things, and I've been de-aged to help this world.
All right, Dad.
I can prove to you it is myself. Ask me anything.
AMA.
He's called your dad like 4 times.
All
I
right.
think he gets it.
Dad, tell
That is your
the Green Man to drop my arm.
Drop his arm.
This is your son.
Yes.
I'm gonna let go of the thing. I'm gonna say, "Well, why didn't you say so?" And I'm gonna grab and be like, "Any son of Edmund's is a friend to us."
I thought you were gonna say, "Is a son of mine?"
So he
Also, son.
he takes the hug and just immediately like looks down. Please let go.
And I let go and kind of step back. Frank,
Perhaps put your loincloth back on.
Oh, sorry. And then go back into the room. Close it. Grab it out of Frank's hand.
He was naked the whole time.
He had a sleeping cap on. It's okay. He had his head covered.
That's true.
I'm in my
His
tent.
modesty's fine.
I sit back at the table. I'm just hanging out now. Just observing.
So you're a Tybalt.
Yes, I've never seen Orc Dick that close before. So, Dad
You haven't lived.
and
Can I go to
Farah,
college?
which one was it? Farah?
Fair.
Explain how she affected your age. As he's just
So-
pointing with the sword.
It would.
Have you heard of the where am I from?
Olympus?
Have you heard of Olympus? In stories or
And stories, yes.
Sure, I'm actually from there. The god Zeus is a real living god. Your father and I
He
went
puts
there.
the sword up. He goes over to a shelf, grabs a mug, and just pours himself a thing of wine.
That's a good call.
Good call.
I-
Good call.
I-
Never too early.
Starts chugging.
Never
went
too
there.
early, baby.
Sun's coming up already. Do it.
Zeus chose your father for a very special blessing where he knew that his body could not keep up with the rest of his parties. So he gave him some of his strength back.
Damn.
My dex was 16 before I was young, son.
So, He sits down and just starts. He picks up a muffin, drinks it. You can quit talking now. I've got enough.
You have tire tracks.
All right.
Bless you 300.
So where have you been?
I've taken a bit of you under my wing, actually. You were my main inspiration for doing what I'm doing now. Exploring the world and trying to figure out this scourge that is upon us. Doing so at such an old age was hindering me. Luckily, I found people who believe in curing this world of what is damning it. And luckily for Farah, she knew a literal god who could help me in doing this at my best self. Tybalt, what you have done, like none of the Edmund Gaunts could ever do. The firstborn, as you know, in our family is destined to just study knowledge. They're not adventurers. They're not special. They are simply librarians. You have changed that for our family, and in a way, I've always, of course, admired you, but been jealous that I read about experiences in books but don't get to experience them. And this was a calling that I could not ignore.
You know, Dad, you put a lot on Mom after you left.
Oh,
You are
unpack this.
I'm gonna go hang out with the
you are
kids.
100% correct, and
You put a lot on Edmund.
yes, I know.
Ferris just
You
gonna,
didn't get, like,
back out
any
of the
choice.
room.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play.
The
You left Mom and Edmund to fend for everyone.
Generational trauma.
and
He
you
left-
and you
He
do
left-
not take yourself out of this. I left it to you as well, and I put the pressure of our family on those younger than me, and I put the pressure for taking care of the orphans on Helena. But with what's going on and the abilities I've developed, and I'll cast like a first, second, and third level spell showing kind of like showing what I can do,
Dad,
and say,
Dad,
this has changed me, and it's changed what I can do to help this world. The deaths of any of you are what I'm trying to prevent. And if I cannot be here for it,
if you were here, you would learn Celeste has learned just as much as you have, apparently.
and so has Razine, and so have many others across this plane.
At least Razine checks in once every other day.
Razine and Celeste talk every day.
Yeah, that's why we know. We don't hear from you hardly ever. We've heard from you maybe twice in the last 4 months.
Young man,
Never call, never text.
the lengths to which your father has gone to protect others and to protect this realm demands at least some of your forgiveness and understanding.
I will give him forgiveness when he checks in with his wife and kids.
Oh, guess what? He already did that literally yesterday.
Yes, but that... Thank you, Farah. But that was out of necessity for finding someone else. He's right. I have not made an effort to keep my family safe beyond knowing and trusting that you, Tybalt, and you, Edmund, and Helena as well, could keep each other safe. The reason I have not contacted you all is because I trust the three of you more than anyone in this world to keep each other safe.
Well, Dad,
My son.
He punches you in the face and then gives you a hug.
I'll take it on the cheek, and if he goes to give me a hug, I'll bring it in, hug him right back, kind of bury my face on his shoulder, and I'll start crying, for sure.
So, after you let go, next time it's not a punch if you don't talk to us again. I want to hear from you at least once a week.
I can do that. With my abilities now, I can bring that to you.
So, we wouldn't have made it a few weeks ago if it wasn't for this elf named Orin, I believe. So we were being attacked by, I don't know, this winged reptilian creature. Not a dragon.
Okay.
It was like a dragon, but the wings kind of made up the arm as well.
Do I know what
like
that
a
sounds
demon?
No. No, more, it was literally almost like a dragon. Just, dragons have arms and legs. These,
Is that something Edmund would have heard of in his time?
roll a intelligence check.
Yeah, is this also something that Farrah might have heard of? Because I know monsters.
18?
It sounds like a wyvern.
Wyvern.
Yeah.
Now Justin needs to know what a wyvern is.
Wyverns are a different form of a dragon, pretty much. It is a dragon that has legs and wings, and there's hands on the ends of the wings, pretty much.
And they're
Okay.
poison. They're always poison.
Yes.
Okay.
Sting the shit out of you.
Sounds like some sort of mythological creature I've heard of called a wyvern or something. I've never heard it spoken out
I've
loud.
only seen it.
Oh, wyvern.
Is that something that you're familiar with, Farrah?
You said mythological. It's my whole thing.
So, do you know what it is?
It is it's a type of dragon that's poisonous.
It's quite deadly, apparently. We lost
Very.
half the guard that day. She appeared a week later.
Yes, I've
She's
fought
been
these
healing
creatures
anything.
before. Actually, they were the ones that attacked my original village before I met everybody.
I thought those were rocks.
Oh, they said they were the winged
I thought that
same
No,
things that we
not
were seeing in the
wyverns.
sky.
That's different
That
winged
was
creature.
Was he attacked by rocks?
Oh,
No, he was not attacked by rocks either.
all right.
Yours is a whole different
We don't
creature.
even know what the
Well,
I thought we saw it at one point though in this town or something, didn't we?
You might have seen it in your travels, like
I think
in
it was
the
on the
distance.
travel.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I think
nothing
on the
close.
travel you saw one.
Yeah, because I remember you pointing out like they're the same ones from before.
I thought rocks.
Your whole thing is much different.
Yeah, I don't know what they are, but they were
Yours are closer to harpies.
gotcha.
I still don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't know
he-
monsters.
He took his bow out and shot him straight out, like no problem at all. Our guards were having trouble doing anything.
And where is he now?
I don't know. He came by. He comes by if we're in deep trouble.
Was he here for the attack from Ruby?
Hell, I wasn't even here. I just heard about it and had to come rushing home.
What about Drawl? Have you seen or heard from him?
I haven't heard from him in about a month and a half.
Before us.
Month and a half. What did you hear from him? That's much more recent. We haven't seen him in quite a while.
He sent an eagle with a letter just asking if we were okay. We wrote back, telling him everything was good. We're at Settler's Point if he ever wants to come back.
Any details about what he's doing in the Feywild?
Something about griffins and manticores or something.
Griffins. Manticores.
Interesting.
What marvelous,
You
marvelous
know he makes
creatures.
these quirky lines that don't make sense half the time.
Yes, his
No,
his verbiage
Griffins?
is very strange.
Griffins and manticores make sense to me.
Well,
Well, he didn't to me.
They are
I know it may not
fabulous
be much, but
creatures.
Tybalt or Edmund, have you experienced any sort of awakening as I have? with any sort of ability.
Had he become an awoken
Sexual?
one?
$2.09.
Would you like emojis?
He says, no, I've been relying on the good old-fashioned sword.
$2.99 copy.
As you always have, and you're very good with it. We have Edmund's father to thank for both your bow and sword training as well as Yelrin. But perhaps as a gift to what we've experienced on the road, I could perhaps make it up to you. If you would join me at the gates, I may be able to give you a sense of adventure, if you're willing.
Depends what you mean by adventure.
I'd rather show you than tell you.
Fine. Can't be anything like those dragons I saw flying by on the way here.
Hey.
I'm gonna take him on a dragon ride, is what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So I'll bring him to the gates. I'll call down Kudrig, which is my dragon, and let them fly above Settler's Point. Just kind of experience what it's like to fly, because I bet you very little people on this plane have experienced that. And then once I take them down, give them a hug and say, well, we have something we need to check up on, but we'll be in touch. I love you.
Love you too.
Yay.
Don't be a stranger again.
I won't.
Seriously, next time it's a sword.
I understand. So, well,
It's very aggressive.
I come up from the basement with a couple of the kids and I go, you guys good now?
Quite.
Oh, good. Okay.
would you like to join us on a trip? Or would you like to stay here and protect them?
I mean, when you put it like that, it seems like a jerk move if I have to go.
Your abilities would be well needed where we're going.
If I'm needed, I will go with you guys.
All right.
And I asked Helena, are you okay if I go? I looked over there. But
That's fine. We've managed without you. But we appreciated everything you did.
thank you. We'll keep in touch, right?
Yeah, Dad.
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I heard some stuff from the
Silver's
basement.
aggro,
so,
man.
Yeah. Good.
Well, for the rest of us, I believe
Shit.
I believe Baram may be in need of us. Should we head to his last location?
at least check it out. Jethro, you'll have to use your horse. She's gonna need your dragon.
Before we do that scene real quick,
That's fair. I prefer the nightmare anyways.
Tiefling on a dragon.
You want? Does anyone want to do anything before we leave?
yeah, Dominic wasn't there during that whole family interaction. As soon as we woke up, he went down back to the shore,
Okay.
found Sima, and went to round up those ships that were instructed not to leave or the dragons were going to take them out. So they should be idle in the ocean still. Because that
Okay.
was the very clear directive that I left under threat of sinking them.
So when you get there, they're abandoned.
Okay, there's no people there?
No people.
Did they just jump in the ocean? All right.
Hell yeah.
How many
It's been a whole
ships?
day.
How many ships? Well, it was a night.
They're all like
It was first thing in the
kilowatts.
morning.
So they're probably like 7 kilo ships right there.
And Ruby's ship.
And Ruby's ship is still there. Very damaged on the top.
Thank you.
But it's there and it's floating.
The audio team's gonna.
Oh, do we have to go check for the bodies again?
Oh,
Good.
There were 100 bodies. All the dead bodies have been cleared.
100 bodies.
Of the assassins at least.
All right. I think can while all that family stuff is happening, can Dominic organize some amount of people with enough experience just to get the ships into a port and then cleaned up and organized?
Roll me a wisdom check.
Sure. I'm lucky. I won't do it naked. 18.
He's doing it naked, guys.
Yeah, I strip off the road. Hey, who wants to help?
You
None
get
of us are. Wait, none of us are out there.
No, he's doing this separate.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All of us are
He's just yelling to the waves,
Guards with
basically.
enough
Who wants to help me?
There's
All
also
right,
a
cool.
port of actual like fishermen and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So
all
you get
floating in the air.
you
That makes
get
more
like,
sense.
like 24 people that are willing to help get the ships in. That seem to have a little bit of experience, at least.
Yeah, we just need to get some small ships to go up there.
Yep.
Bring it back in. Repeat the process.
You
One
get
at
enough.
a time.
So, with the hour that they're probably spending
Yeah.
doing their thing, you get enough people to at least start the process.
Yeah, and we'll get them all locked down and we'll figure out what we're doing with them later.
About 45 to 50 minutes in, you see one of the black dragons like fly right past Ruby's ship, really low to the ground, and kind of weave in and out, and then come back. And you saw 2 people on it. You assumed it'd be one of your guys.
Yeah, I assumed.
No.
It's that other set of dragons and dragon riders. But yeah, then I'll come back and see what we actually worked out and what the plan is.
All right. So when you get back, I don't know what y'all will be doing. Probably eating. And
We say all the
we
shit
do.
about we should go find.
So I'm taking all the muffins, putting them in my bag.
That's
be
a
a
good
long
idea to
journey.
have snacks on the road. Yes.
Mhm.
You gonna eat those bottoms or?
Oh no, no one eats the bottoms. You just take the top off the muffin.
I like the
You
bottoms.
just leave the bottom.
Alright.
We can split them in the future.
Hey, they've only sold muffin tops.
There's
so
like
far.
frosting or something on top. You
I've
take
seen
the
it.
bottom off
It's a
and you
thing.
put it on top and create a
Make it a
sandwich.
little sandwich.
I mean, I'm not arguing. The top is definitely
Anyway, I
better.
don't
but if you're gonna
discriminate.
throw-
I'm just putting them away. We're gonna go.
Alright.
No more of this nonsense.
All right. Well, are we mounting up and
Yeah,
trying to
we're
find
going-
Brahm? Is that the
We
plan?
want to find Brahm.
so Helena just starts bawling and hugs you, along with like 6 of the younger kids.
Of course, I hug them all back and say, if you ever see any of these black dragons, speak my name and you should be okay.
Oh, before we leave, I go over to Celeste.
To my knowledge, these are the only black dragons in existence, so.
Yeah.
Keep it.
No, I was just gonna say I'll go over to Celeste, and she's like, I'll be like, Celeste, I'll miss you. Do you want to do one more for old time's sake? And I'll do a little bit of their little stars trick,
Oh.
and then
So you do that, and she's like, "I got one better I learned last night."
ooh,
She like waves her arms up. You see a wall of fire appear around both of you.
What the hell?
this is controlled.
Y'all all see
She really needs to
These
control
two?
this.
Jesus.
and all of a sudden you just see a column of fire, and you don't see them anymore. Like 10 feet tall.
I'm gonna
Outside the
I'm gonna
house.
I'm gonna look over and I'm gonna dispel magic.
And you just see them hugging, like probably her wide-eyed.
And I kind of go like this, like, oh, my little pyro. And I
So
go-
that's make sure you're careful.
I got this. It's okay.
And I wink at her. Go.
Make sure to never do that inside.
Yeah.
You understand?
Oh, I already learned that once. We used to live in the house down that way.
The
I
burnt
look
out
and
husk.
say like a bird down. Alright, and I'll mount up and say, I'll just take off.
All right. So you all start flying in the direction that you knew he went.
Wait, I'm on a dragon,
You are.
right?
You were on a dragon.
I am so excited.
One that starts
She's like,
with a-
"Woo!" We're like all in formation, just like calmly
You
flying.
were on a male dragon named Musore.
Okay.
Yeah. Couldn't you talk to the dragons? Someone could talk to dragons.
I can talk to
We can
dragons,
all talk to the dragons. They can
Alright.
understand.
They understand what
I
you're
can
saying.
talk at them.
but I
What-
can understand.
But like, you could have like a whole conversation with them, right?
Yeah,
you-
she speaks tongues.
Yeah. Can you let them know that we're specifically looking for their father? Maybe if they have any way of tracking him.
As you do that, you're on top of Siamat, and Siamat kind of like bucks you for a second, and then looks back at you.
But like, I know you can hear me, but it's just kind of a one-sided conversation. It's awkward for everyone. Just trying.
All right, I'm gonna talk to Benioff.
Maybe
I'll
scritches an
cast
apology.
tongues on myself, and I'll say, we've been trying to get in contact with Baram, we know that your father was with him. Do you know if your father is still on this plane?
I don't think I can reach him from here. I don't have any way to talk to him. He has to talk to us.
Do you know, can you sense where he last was? Or what direction?
I just know he went that way. We're going in the direction.
Okay. Then we'll keep going until we find them.
Can I try to sending the Great One?
We didn't try that yet.
Draconic and
Zycon?
maybe.
Yeah.
That's a
Try.
good plan. That's a
Maybe
good
a
plan.
little
Roll
bit
D100.
common, but they can't. They'll respond in Draconic.
82. Or 28, sorry.
Okay, what do you say?
I say,
So,
we've been trying to find Baram.
I'm trying to reach you while you're extended warranty.
Send your location to your children. We are with them. Do you need help?
It doesn't bounce.
You sent the dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
Zycon
idea.
says, please don't contact us again. We are at the same location.
Do you tell us this?
Yes. I'll recast telepathic bond so I can tell you guys, which takes up my 4th level, but fuck it. That is such an easy spell. You like to make it stop. So I'll telepathic bond, say they don't want us to contact them again. They're at the same location that they were at last time.
nope. I don't think that that's what that meant. Sorry, above table.
Well, you can say it in table as well.
Are
You're
you
walkie-talkie.
sure he didn't say that they are at the same location, meaning they're together?
Oh, yeah, that could be it. I didn't consider that actually. Also, Telepathic Bond's ritual, so you said it good level.
Yeah, take it as it is.
That's what I would have thought that,
Very
that meant,
ritual, yeah.
contextually.
I was thinking the way he was thinking, but you might be right. I don't know.
No, I think that he meant that they're together.
Wherever
they are,
they're
they're
in the
together.
same spot.
Location.
As opposed to they're at the same place they were last time.
I thought it meant the same place.
I mean, if they were in the same place last time, it was on this plane, and there's other than them being in grave danger in that same spot, they should have been able to.
Well,
walk
he
back,
said,
right?
please don't contact us again, which means
We should do it again.
which means they probably don't need our help.
He didn't seem worried. If he
does.
needed help, he
Make-
would have said, "I need help."
Make an insight check for me, Edmund.
That's fair.
19
That's a
plus.
That's good. I will.
One time dealer.
Dirty 20.
Okay. The voice from Zycon kind of sounded broken. Meaning it was definitely his voice, but something was off from how he normally speaks.
Like it was broken up plainly. Like it was like
Not
a
plainly.
phone call that couldn't quite go through.
Mhm. More broken as in something's off with his voice. Or him.
All right.
I do not believe that wherever they are is somewhere we could reach currently, but it is up to the rest of you.
I think we just head to the location of the ship, see what's up. If there's nothing to be done about it, he didn't ask for help. We can't help.
I agree.
It's better than just leaving all the T's uncrossed.
Yes.
I agree.
Just mark it off the to-do list, and we can move on. We're already heading there.
So we'll head to where they last were known.
Okay. So
With expediency.
you take 3 days to get here
Ooh.
on these dragons because they're slower than Zycon.
Oh yeah, we rode on Zycon.
Stupid dumb slow dragons.
So
Vomit.
our fastest.
Is there anything y'all do in these 3 days?
Nah.
Long
Like
rest.
how stable
I think
is
once
flight?
the message we should try and send
Or
it.
actually, we'll probably have to
Cycle.
land and give them a break, right?
Y'all have to land, let them eat,
And
let
long
them
rest and all.
long rest and all that stuff. So it literally takes y'all 3 full days. Y'all
I
probably
hate to do this one, and he's not here, but one of the nights, I would ask Jethro if we can try to commune or talk to Avaricia again. I almost said Avaya, but that's yours.
So what do you want to say?
You right.
Pretty much just like a checkup. Like, is everything? Are you still number one bitch in the world down there?
And layer.
So she says, apparently I am the Grand Duchess now.
Oh no.
Does that make us stronger?
Ball was
Because
killed.
I might have some help for y'all every once in a while.
Do you get benefits?
Can
But,
they-
You get dental?
Can they help
Right.
us?
I am
find
401k now.
I am also a little
Ask her if she knows.
in trouble from Mentis directly now. So I'm doing everything in my power just to keep the furnace afloat. I can't offer any direct power right now unless you can take care of Mentis and get him off my back or send me help of some sort. But anything you need, I can try to help with. No guarantees, though.
We are looking for someone. If you could help with that.
I can try. Who is this person?
His name is Baram. He was actually the 11th pillar of the people we were trying to kill. And he rides around on a very large dragon.
Great, even.
Great, even.
Ancient.
An ancient great dragon.
Ah, I know which dragon you're talking about. Are you talking about the red one or the black one?
The black one.
Cannon. There's a red one.
Oh, someone write that.
Cannon, there's a red one out there.
I will,
Information.
That's right.
give me a day and I'll get back with you.
I did that on day one.
So we're all aware.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
So-
funny.
Both you and Jethro get voiced in your head the next day. So, I've got the location for you. If you veer slightly left of your current course, you will eventually collide. But I can't find your rider.
By eventually, are we talking like a day?
About a day and a half travel.
I'm relaying this all to the group.
Yep.
Casting telepathic band.
Unfortunately, I can't give you anything else.
Okay.
Risha coming to clutch.
Not unless I abandon Avernus, which might not end well for anyone.
I don't want Jethro passing out because you're not available, so I won't try to bother you anymore. Thank you
It's
for
no
your...
bother, but maybe some good news every once in a while would help.
We kill
Very-
Ruby.
Very conversational. Devil
I'm gathering
archduchess.
quite a collection with your weapons, and then
Oh,
we'll move on.
okay. So, end of second day, long resting. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm gonna tease Edmund. Edmund, you better check in with your family.
It hasn't been a week yet. So I'll check in then with since I know it's 3 days travel. I'll check in the first 2 days. Yeah.
Okay. You get like joyful returns for anything you say. It's like they're happy to finally hear from you.
Yeah.
On daily.
Yeah.
All right. Day 3. Taking off, going that direction. I hope y'all brought enough muffins and food.
Of course.
Muffin to you.
We'll catch food if we need
We'll
to.
send the dragons. Hunting, fishing.
All right. In the distance, coming out of the water, is a very large set of stairs floating. The very top of this is a door. When I
What's
say
that?
large set of stairs, kind of looks like stones just floating in in a very round pattern, kind of like a spiral staircase.
So I asked you guys.
And at the top is a door?
Is a door, a floating door.
I asked you guys if you've seen that before.
We've seen
No.
Jethro create
We've
a
seen-
door out of nothing.
I've never seen this before.
Not this.
We've seen some very strange things, but nothing in this manner.
It's on the level, but no. No, I've not
I
seen
do
this.
not believe the
Exactly.
dragons will be able to help us inside this.
Just shove the dragon.
If you would like, I'll volunteer to go through the door, and then
I'll follow. I have my crossbow, and I can just follow behind you.
Wolverine, what's your detect magic thing exactly?
4 times a day I can echolocate for 60 feet, and it just tells me any spell or magic item.
Okay.
It doesn't just automatically do it. I'd have to do it myself, but
Mine's always up.
as we're going around, I assume this is clearly magical, right?
Everything's floating.
Yes, I have not seen this before the rifts.
Are we gonna like?
Or just do
Are we
this.
checking this out?
I guess so.
Yeah,
We
check
have
it
to.
out.
Are we just getting dropped straight off at the door?
y'all don't gotta do
So-
shit. I'm gonna do it for
An
the
arrow.
As y'all-
will do
Well,
it.
As y'all
she's going in,
approach-
we're not splitting up. So
As y'all get closer, you now see like a little hobbit hole next to the door.
okay.
Okay.
Like floating?
Floating next to the door.
First thing I'm gonna do is knock on the hobbit hole because
You're
I
not that close yet.
All right,
Well, I'm gonna get
Well, we're
that
gonna
close.
continue.
Shit.
So as y'all get even closer, you see 2 faces appear coming out of these door and hobbit hole. You see Gillen out of the hobbit hole, and you see Cornelis, also known as the Enchantress,
I'm gonna kick the shit out of him.
open the door.
Wait, before we go in, can I do one of my spells for Guardian of Faith? So like to kind of some sort of protection. as
Would
we
you
go in?
feel like you need it?
I think once we saw them, we'd probably start.
Well, I don't know about
grabbing
Gillen,
weapons.
but yeah, Enchantress for sure. I don't know. I would be ready.
Yeah, I mean, we
I
definitely.
would pull my sword. So if
I
you're
feel like
looking
she-
around, you see me.
yeah,
pull
she
my
Well,
definitely-
because like you went, Saphira went first, and I'm right behind, right?
Y'all are
So
now
I'm
within
gonna
120
say-
feet.
So I want to do Guardian of Faith, which I think I have to do. Hold on.
Yeah, it's,
So-
No,
It's just
fuck it.
verbal.
I'm going.
And it
I'm
goes
just
on for 8
going.
hours.
yeah, I definitely
So-
go combat
I'm
mode
just
as soon as
doing
I
it.
see Gillen's bitch ass.
So
In
Oh.
your head, you hear Gillen's voice. Well,
Oh yeah.
it's nice to see you again. I wouldn't come any closer, otherwise your friend and your dragon will get it.
I don't deal with terrorists.
I'm gonna say in my head with the telepathic
I'm
bond,
so bad.
I'm gonna say he's threatening our great one and Baram if we step any closer.
I just
I
have
assume
my
we're still flying.
crossbow kind of just here. I'm not putting it down.
I fear that if they were able to capture him,
There's more than him.
there might be something awry.
Did he hear
He's
that
the
in
fifth.
his head?
I did, but
He
I'm
heard
tell-
that in
I'm
his head.
telling you guys
Okay.
the telepathic bond right now.
But I can't insight that bit in here.
Can you help me understand? I want to make sure I'm visualizing what's happening right now. So as we were flying closer, we saw them poke their heads out, and then all of us jumped off our dragons onto the stairs in front of these doors,
No,
or are we
so-
still
That's
like,
still
flying
you're
around
still
our
flying
dragons?
120 feet away.
Got it. So we're not close enough to like be able to. We're okay. Cool. Cool.
They literally
Flying
just they're literally like outside their doorway.
Is it
God.
ascending? Can I respond?
You can respond.
Is that what it is? Okay.
It was like a whisper in your ear.
Okay. So I'll say, what have you done with our friends?
Oh, well, you'll see one of them if you look straight down.
We do that.
Look straight down.
Under the water, you see a sphere. Some kind of magical sphere. And you see a dragon, what looks like curled up in the sphere. Underwater. Deep underwater. More than 20 feet.
Okay.
It looks to be almost kind of tight in on itself, uncomfortably.
But still moving.
From this height, it's hard to tell.
All right.
And it's deep underwater, so it's kind of hard to see. So you just see more of the shape, and it's really tight in on itself. Like you know this great worm's big, and you know it likes to stretch out. It looks like it's been forced into like a Pokeball kind of thing.
Okay, I'll say to everyone. I'll say everyone in telepathic bond seems to be trapped.
Yep.
Perhaps if we dive with our dragons, those who have dispel magic could do it as we do the rifts. Surely, Gillum and the Enchantress do not have the power of the rifts.
Let's see what they want first.
But what if we...
But be ready. And then I'll say... Sorry. I'll say to him, what do you want from us?
Just to talk.
Very well, speak then. I'm conveying this, obviously. Right?
Well, leave the dragons,
Take it back. I don't want
and
to
we'll
talk
meet
anymore.
in your choice of realm.
And we'll what?
In your choice of realm.
We'll leave me.
We'll meet.
Meet. Leave the dragons. And you can either meet Ancronellis's or mine.
I will relay that to everyone else, and I'll say, so should we simply destroy them?
Probably the best would be to just destroy
I think
them.
it's
This is
going
still
to
in
go.
bond, right?
I think it's going
This
to
is sell. Yeah,
I'm
lead
definitely
that.
not diving down to the dragon. I don't know what they have protecting.
leaving
That
our
space.
greatest weapon is foolish. Really.
I agree.
This is your call. This magic is beyond
Would you
me.
have Dominic?
I will follow where you lead.
I think the fact that they trapped the Great Worm is enough
See if we can
for
get.
me
See if we can get any more information before we make a decision.
that we probably can't beat them.
I would be curious as why we would meet you in a different realm if you can dispatch the likes of Borum and the Great Worm yourselves. We are at a slight disadvantage for meeting you in a neutral location. How would you do such a thing? I've never heard of such magic.
Well, we can talk more with tea.
I will just say, if he had a way of doing to us what he did to those two, he would have done it already. He wouldn't be trying to lead us to any particular realm or location. I'm less concerned about leaving the dragons and more concerned about going into a realm where they literally control the being,
Well,
everything around us.
Perhaps-
Yes, perhaps they were able to trap him by convincing him to enter their realms.
I am pretty sturdy. Maybe I can approach and see what they do, and then based on that, make some kind of judgment call.
I think freeing the Great Worm with our dispel magic, as we dispel the rifts, we could dispel whatever's around this Great Worm easier.
Did he start talking to us, or is it still just in Edmund's head? Did he
Only
say-
in Edmund's head.
And I'm relaying, right?
Can we
Yeah, I know, but
determine-
I can't like insight a voice in your head.
Oh, right.
Can we determine what is keeping the worm down there?
Surely some sort of magic. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
just
well,
like
it's
a
not a
magic.
specific thing. We're just, it's just magic.
To make sure that we can protect ourselves as we go down there.
well, we just dive in the water with the dragons.
I will say through the pond, as strong and powerful as Borum and Zycom, that was his name?
Yeah.
Zycom are. They are just essentially very strong beasts. They don't have the magic we do. So
I agree.
if someone was to cast a bubble around us, we have 1,000 ways out. On them, not much. I don't want to go in the realm that we have no leverage. This may actually cost us a life if we're wrong, but I don't think it's smart negotiating with terrorists. We can deal with the aftermath after that.
I agree. Should we strike it once?
So, you've got one more chance. Otherwise, you make all this disappear.
I'd
And you
say,
don't get a chance to rescue your friends.
we do the good old fashioned agree to it and then pull out at last.
Very well. We will meet you where you wish.
It's your choice. You
Uh,
can meet in mine or Cornelis's.
we will need to meet with you. And you are the Hobbit Hole, so to speak, yes?
Yes, you can call it that.
If it is truly to be neutral, then I would wish for Cornelis to not be present. If you could dispatch her.
You have made your decision. You see Cornelis step inside his hole. You step inside his hole stay open. The stairs and the doorway disappear. His hole stays there, and they're now gone. And you now see...
But Cornelis stepped in his hole?
Yes.
So he ignored me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they're in there already.
They disappeared inside.
Well, I'm going to find out what they want.
I believe we should try to free the worm, yes?
Is it down there still?
It's down there still.
I will say, even though he's not here, absolutely 100% Jethro would try to have taken over Gilliam's mind at some point during
I don't think he
this
can at that
instance.
distance.
Okay.
Distance,
To make sure, like,
that's fair.
he would have absolutely been like, I go ahead and try to take over.
He's like, need 30 more feet, 10 more feet, and then
Launches
goes
it.
and holds it.
No, he would have went ethereal. Showed up behind, tried to take his mind.
Just as quickly as possible,
And then
I'm going to
bamf
fly
back
down
out.
really quick and try and dispel magic.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with far.
Yeah, if I see her dive, I'm done.
So
No. I would say in head, you guys stay to maintain appearances. I'm going to try to dispel magic.
They're not looking at us anymore.
Yeah.
We don't fucking know that.
Are you dispelling
Also
magic
true.
on the thing or on the
Well,
dragon?
On the bubble.
if they can
On
see
the
one
bubble.
person do it, they can see.
So as you get underwater, all the water starts spiking as metal. Like the surface is changing to a
Knew
steel.
it.
Can I get within 120 feet of it without going underwater?
No, it's much deeper than that. You just barely see the shadow.
Can I get an exact distance?
So as you go underneath water, he looks like he's going further away. And you see steel above you. As you're now trapped underwater, I need you to make a con save.
Don't bother, control water. I'm just gonna part it.
It's no longer water.
Like
It's
all
no
of it
longer
is steel.
water.
Everything above where she is metal of some sort.
Is she more than 100 feet under water in a cube? Like down?
You want to try it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing the spell.
Okay.
That's
You do it. It doesn't take effect.
Oh, man.
so. There's no water at all in 100-foot cube.
I'll
Your
say
spell doesn't go
My
through.
con
I'll say
save
Jethro.
is 18.
18. Okay. You catch your breath. You've got your con +1 for minutes you can hold your breath.
I'll say Jethro, get her. Go ethereal.
So Jethro goes ethereal on the nightmare and then gets forced out of ethereal on top of the metal.
Oh, that's not good.
Dive down on top of the metal and just try to
We're not
see
even
if we
following
can
rules.
see her.
I'll say, Gilliam, stop this. And
Okay,
Send
I'm
me.
going to try to dispel magic on whatever's keeping me under.
Roll roll for it.
That was dramatic.
I'm feeling lucky.
Takey.
Okay.
should be good.
Plus nine.
Should be.
Should be.
21.
Okay. The metal disappears above you.
So fly up.
You're flying up. Okay. You go up above the water. You now are breathing fine.
Can you describe exactly what we're looking at as she is escaped? So, like,
So as she went under, the second she broke surface tension,
okay.
the waves just turned to solid metal the immediate second. And it was out 250 feet and still growing.
And then she dispelled something that we didn't see.
And as she was underwater, about 12 seconds later, you saw almost like the metal melted into water and it just went out from her point that she exited.
So now it looks like water again.
It looks like water again.
The spell lasts an hour. Can I affect it now that it looks like water?
You now affect it and you part a cube.
If I throw that cube up to the side, what am I looking at? Is the dragon...
He still looks just as deep as he was earlier. From your 100 feet that you took away, and you're kind of controlling away,
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
he is still deep.
Okay.
You still see this exact same looking shape, same darkness. You just see the shape with this circle around it that looks like it's being engulfed.
I really want to try Dimension Door. Because it's 500 feet. And I could just teleport.
If you teleport, can you take him out with you?
Hmm?
Can you take him out with you once you teleport?
Where is it the size of a door?
This is a great arm.
Um,
Well,
You
I
two
think
can
the
go.
idea would be
How close
to dispel magic once I'm in there.
Yeah.
How much effort do we really want?
You can bring along objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry. You can also bring one willing creature of your size.
Of your size.
You can't take. We can't
Or
pull the dragon out. That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
But we could potentially dispel magic.
So is it my
Okay,
size?
I
Wait,
am going to cast.
No, it's.
I'm gonna tell Dominic, and I'm gonna cast Dimension Door.
we're not going in their fucking dimension. Screw that. It's a bad idea. Yeah.
So it says exactly, you teleport yourself from your current location to any other spot within a 500-foot range.
So you're going to target as far as you can towards them.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys see a almost celestial looking door that you go through. As you exit, you're now underwater. It still looks like it's really deep underwater, the exact same distance.
Okay.
And you're now make a con save as you're in underwater. Both of you.
No, I'm just gonna catch Dimension Door again.
Just leave again.
Yeah.
Okay. You're now above where you were.
This is irritating.
I believe that at least half of us should enter and half of us should stay. I'm willing to go.
Do we? How confident are we that if we can get there, that the spell magic is the answer? I looked too far. Have we? Has
If
it
it's
ever?
enough to close a portal, it's enough.
Has
to
it ever
free
not
dragon.
worked before? I think it's always worked if we focus enough.
Every time we've tried it, it has worked.
All right.
Like when we
Perhaps I
successfully
can-
cast
You
it.
wanna-
Can I do a perception check?
Perhaps I can distract them.
What are you trying
with-
to do?
Trying to figure out if anyone's looking or concentrating on or anything like that. Like, is anyone looking at us as we're like doing all
Roll a
of this?
perception check.
3, math. 14?
You don't see anyone else besides the group.
Oh, so now it's that little.
Edmund, I'll head in with you.
Very well. Jethro, you as well? You have quite tight words.
Well, can't do anything else.
Yes.
Obviously can't get down there.
I think Dominic and I should stay out here.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We split.
So 1, 2, 3, go inside.
Me, Brimdale, Jethro go inside and try to distract, or at least talk.
Fulgrim.
I'll come in.
Fulgrim as well.
We'll be fine out here if it's just like the two of us. If you want to go in
Well,
too.
3 of us. Or I think the 3 of you, because if she needs to heal you guys, that's important.
If she needs to heal you guys, that's important. We're just staying out here with no enemies. You guys are going to be
Yeah, but you
enemies.
guys are going to be like half drowning and shit. I don't know.
No, we're good.
Okay, I'll go in.
You want to go in?
Last I checked, I don't have
Yeah.
a healing spell.
Oh, wait.
All right.
Okay.
Four
So
of us are in. And Jethro.
Jethro,
Oh.
Edmund, Rimdale,
Andy.
Andy. And that's it going inside.
Fulgrim.
Fulgrim is also going in.
So
We're staying outside.
Farrah and Dominic are doing their split thing again.
Do the rock, paper, scissors. See
I
who
mean,
goes
do
in
we
first,
think we should
Fulgrim?
go in?
Is that what we-
No.
Nope.
I don't think we should all go
No,
in.
I don't think we should all go in.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'm
Fulgrim goes first.
actually unsure. So.
Fulgrim goes first.
Fulgrim's first.
Wait, can I do my spell now?
Yes, you
It's
can
still
do that.
lasting though, right? You,
It's well, no, I didn't get to do it. I don't think you didn't say yes. So I don't know.
What were you doing?
Guardian of Faith.
You already did.
Oh, okay, cool.
You got it.
All right.
Does it have a cool shape? What does it look like?
It's like a little orb. Let me make sure I just said that right.
But you can
Is
fight
it-
for it however you want.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. If you have like a cool shape for your guardian.
Ooh. No, lame. It's just an orb.
Okay.
Okay.
Head going in. You got the helm. You got the sword.
5 of you guys.
Going
1, 2, 3,
through.
4. Jethro.
Yep.
Take a bless. Level 3.
How long does that last?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'll
I
let you
can
know when I
resist.
I'm
Wait,
gonna also
How does
give
level 3 affect versus level 1?
Level 1 is 3 targets. Level 2 is 4 targets.
D8 Bardic
Oh,
Inspiration.
is it light or dark?
So you got it, pal.
Inside, like wherever we're going.
We're
is
about
it?
to
You're about to
find out.
find out, yeah.
Okay.
So,
And I can use this for anything.
Yes,
in
you
the
need
course of the
D20
next 10 minutes.
Okay.
all right. So as you four walk in, as soon as the last person goes in, the hubhole closes.
Right, so can I cast light if it's dark?
And we're going to end the episode right there.
Ooh.
As soon as y'all leave.
Charleston Con, November 20th. Be there. Be there.